Patrick McNeil joining at the intermission by familiar-faced Eagles fans, Rémi Delafontaine. We're happy to have him back at the nest. Rémi, your first year with the Shawinigan Cataractes. What are your thoughts on the year so far?
Doing pretty good. I'm excited about how it's being, and I'm really happy how I play and how the team play also.
You traded in the offseason. Just tell us, why is it so important to get closer to home?
For sure, I wanted to be closer for my dad, who was sick at the time, so for me, family was more important than hockey. For sure, if I wasn't going to be traded, for sure I was going to stay in Cape for playing for the Eagles, but I got traded, so it's a win-win, just seeing back finally, and now being back here, I miss this place.
Very good, and as you said, family more important than hockey. I agree with that. You had a nice little visit to the press box. How nice was that to have you, Gio, and Scott together at the game last night?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Scott texted us last night, so we can go see him. It was pretty fun seeing back after almost 6 months, not seeing. It was fun.
I always like to talk to the Quebec guys about the International Pee Wee Tournament because it's such a big thing, and you grew up in Sherbrooke, and you get to play there with the Sherbrooke Phoenix. Just tell us about that experience.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I had a great experience. I played only 2 games, got beat really fast and got eliminated for us. But still, it was a great experience and it was really fun.
Just getting to play in front of those crowds would probably be pretty great. Now, you spend a year with the Eagles. What are your fondest memories of your time with Cape Breton?
I'll say just the bus travel. Yeah, we're a lot in the bus, so all the boys being together, having fun. So I think that's the most important thing, and that's create a big group. I think that was really fun last year.
Fond memories, but you probably don't miss those long trips now being in Shawinigan, right?
Yeah, for sure. 2 days ago, coming from Halifax was pretty long, but it's fun to be here now.
Very good. And of course, Gio DiMattia joins you. You would have met him during training camp, I believe. How much do you guys talk about Cape Breton?
A lot. He told me about this year, and I told him about my experience last year. So it's pretty fun to see how the team changes with the new GM, new coaches. I think now they're really having a good team this year.
You were only on the team last year, yet not a lot of these guys were your teammates because there have been so many moves made. You started as a skater, I understand, playing hockey. What position did you play, and why did you want to start playing goaltender?
I did 2 years as a forward, but my dad was a goalie. So when I saw him playing, I just knew I wanted just to try it, and then I fell in love with that position, and now I can't play without it.
And I know one of your influences was Evan Fitzpatrick, goaltender from Newfoundland, who was the star in the QMJHL. Just tell us what it was about his game that inspired you to play goaltender.
He was at the beginning of the Phoenix, just arriving in the league. So I think it was the first goalie I stopped playing. That's why I think he inspired me that much. I really love how he played, how his handle was, and how his tracking also was. So I think that's why he really inspired me.
Now, we know Gio DiMattia comes over on waivers, and the reason for that is because of the injury to Antoine Coloumbe. But you started the year paired up with Antoine, who won the President's Cup last year. How much of an influence was he, and how much of a mentor could he be, having played in the league and won last year?
A lot. Antoine played in the league since 16, so he's been a long time in the league and see a lot. So he's really a good mentor about not having a good game, just how to bounce back and everything, just having fun also. So he's really a good mentor, and also he will help Gio when he arrived and saw him.
Last year, you mentioned the Chiefs were your favorite football team. Do you still follow that closely, and how much are you going to be thinking about that during tonight's game as they're playing at the same time?
This year I didn't watch that much football. I didn't even know they were playing tonight, so probably going to look after the game to see if they win or not.
He's got to raise their focus on hockey. One thing that stands out about this Shawinigan team, a lot of defensemen that like to jump into the play. Does that make your position more active because the defensemen are a little bit more offensive-minded?
Not really. Yeah, they jump in the offense a lot, and they love playing in the offense, but also they know they are defensemen, and they can track, if it's 2-on-1s, they can track a lot. And I think a lot of games, they were breakaway, and the D-man came back and then stopped right before the shooter was about to shoot. So I think they were jumping a lot in the offense, but also they know really well their job in defense, and they are doing really well also.
Since coming into the league, you seem to have a good style when it comes to your mask. Just tell us about the current mask you have, what the inspiration was.
I got my experience also about last year. I wanted to have the big logo on the top, but unfortunately it was too hard to make, so I decided to do it on the side and then doing the S on top. And I also wanted to add something about the city in Shawinigan. So I put the tower, a city of energy. I was inspired by that.
Yeah, it is a pretty cool landmark. We talked earlier about football. No, you're not really following that. What about F1? You're still following that? Do you have more people following it now because of Drive to Survive?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, I'm still following a lot.
More teammates following it now because of that show?
Yeah, really. Just some guys now talk about it in the bus, and also I'm excited for the next season to get out soon.
The last thing I'll ask, it's your second year in the QMJHL. How do you feel you've progressed this year from last year?
I said big jump. I don't know, being closer to family, health, just mentally. So I think I just really took a big step in front line. I feel more confident in that, and I think it showed on my play and how I play and on my statistics also.
Well, fans will obviously be rooting for the Eagles tonight, but I'm sure they want to see you have a good game as well. Thanks for this, Rémi. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
That is former Eagles goaltender Rémi Delafontaine joining us at the intermission. You're listening to Cape Breton Credit Union Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.